This is Nike's most important collaboration, not Travis Scott, not Drake, not Union, not James Whitner, not Matthew Williams, none of those. This is the most important collaboration that they do, and I got all of them. Let's check them out. Yo, hey guys, it's poppin', Jacques Slade here. Back with another unboxing, and today we have every single one of the Doernbecher freestyle releases for 2023. And I'm super excited that I get to unbox all of them for you and tell you the stories of the kids that really helped design these sneakers. We're gonna do them all in one video so you can see them all together. And we have some really incredible releases, from running to retro to some of Nike's newest stuff to stuff that you can do outdoors. They just cover the whole gambit this year, which is really exciting because the kids really get to do their work. If you're not familiar with Doernbecher, they've made $33 million from this program to help kids at the Doernbecher Hospital. So without further ado, let's get right into it. So I think we'll start with, let's just start with that one. It's on top. So this is the Air Max 186 for Doernbecher 19. As you see, it comes in the normal Doernbecher box. They all come in the same box. So all the boxes that you see today will look just like this one. Now this shoe was designed by Hailey Leva. She's 8 years old and she has congenital cyanotic heart disease. And her shoe obviously is the Nike Air Max 1. So let's get the shoe out, and there you go. This is super dope. Hers is one of the most unique shoes that's in the collection. And I love how much you see of her personality in this design. That's the beauty of sneaker design, because you can really see the person's personality. So here's a closer look at Hailey for those that don't know her. Quick story, Hailey's had 5 surgeries to fix the valves of her heart. So she decided to honor her medical journey with a special heart-inspired shoe, which is why you have the colors here and you have the heart that's on the tongue. The logo on the tongue and the sock liner is an exact replica of her heart. It's her one-of-a-kind heart, while the shiny gold accents reflect her sparky personality. So I don't want to give it all away with reading, but if you look at her shoe, you can see it's super unique. Starts with a white leather upper, and then you have pink leather that goes here around the trim. Is it actually called pink? They just call it multicolor, but there's pink here going around the toe and around the heel and around the ankle here. But then you have the gold accents as well. And that kind of goes to the charm bracelet that they have on the shoe. And I'll bring this up to the top camera here. You can see there's actually a little attachment there for the charms. And then the charms are all things that she loves. So there's like a paintbrush, there's her dog, and then there's a picture of her heart as well. It has her name there right on the toe, and then it has another picture of her heart. And then something super unique to these is all of the hearts here are actually hand-drawn hearts by Hailey, which is a really cool addition to the design. She also loves glitter, which is why you see the pop of glitter there on the Air unit. And since this is the big bubble version of the Air Max 1, you actually have a lot more glitter there that you can see, which is a really cool touch. I really love that Nike is allowing the kids to really design whatever they want. There's also an extra set of pieces or charms for you to use. So here you can see the extra pieces that they brought. There is a dinosaur, there's a heart, there's a sun, and then there's a high heel shoe. Now you see that the charms are actually on both shoes. It has her name, there's ice cream, and there's rainbows. But on this one, it has, again, the paintbrush, the dog, and the heart. On the inside, you have Hailey's heart as well, which you can see right there on the insole. You have the gold heart there on the lace dubray as a lace dubray, which again is a very nice touch. And something that I really love, it's almost hidden, but not exactly, is on the back right above the Nike Air. You have a gold heart right there. And there's also gold speckles or glitter inside the translucent outsole as well. Very nicely done, Hailey. These are absolutely gorgeous. I know a lot of people are actually going to be going for these when they drop and when they do release. So let's move on to the next sneaker. Okay, the next sneaker on the list is a staple here in California, and it is the Nike Cortez. I haven't seen this one as part of the Doernbecher program. At least I don't remember. So it's pretty cool that they're introducing a new silhouette. So this one was designed by Sydney Little. She's 14 years old and she's from Portland, Oregon, and she has juvenile idiopathic arthritis. Now, Sydney Little is a talented artist and competitive swimmer who refuses to let the pain from her arthritis slow her down. Her design is a walking masterpiece filled with her hand-drawn artwork and features interchangeable elements so you can wear it your way. So let's take a look at the sneaker, and here you go. Oh, that is super cool. Look at that. Obviously, if you're in LA, you know that the Cortez is a staple here in Los Angeles. It's just a part of LA culture. And so we do have a little bit of extra love for this one here. So from what I understand, Sydney really likes green, and that's where you get all the green pops here on the shoe. And then the flowers that you see here were all drawn. So you have them here on the heel. You have one that you can just barely see here that's right on the lateral side of the ankle, and then you have them all around the laces. You have a heart in the middle with her initials, and then there is a Velcro patch here on the heel. Instead of the usual Nike logo, you have a Velcro patch, and there's a bunch of different Velcro patches. So I'll just tear that off here. And something that you can barely see, hold on, let me see if you can see this. Right around the laces, there are water droplets as well, and those all tie back to a painting that she did that is on the outsole, or the insole rather. So these insoles are based on a picture that she created, that she painted herself, which was really cool that they were able to incorporate that into the insole, which is a very nice touch to have her artwork be a part of a sneaker. I'm not an artist myself, so I don't know how mine would look, but I love that they were able to do that. And then they also have these patches which have things that she also drew. So there's more flowers, there's a fish here, there is something that says keep swimming, which is really cool. There's a heart with her initials. This is a wave. So there's a wave, a fish, there's flowers, there's a mushroom, and then keep swimming. She really loves the water, and that's why all of this is kind of coming together here for this story. I love this translucent outsole. That just looks really, really good. That looks beautiful. Man, love that. Anyway, all right, let's move on to the next shoe. So for this one, it's not a shoe that I expected to be a part of the Doernbecher program. They don't usually use this style of silhouette in the program, so it's pretty cool to see Nike expand the breadth of the shoes that are in the Doernbecher program this year. And this is the Nike ACG Mountain Fly 2. Not a shoe you typically see inside of the Doernbecher program, but this one looks really dope. Garrett did an incredible job. So a little bit of info about Garrett. His name is Garrett Amerson. His hometown is in Oregon, and he was born a micro premature baby. He had a twin brother, an identical twin brother, who actually passed away after they were born, unfortunately. He was born at 1 pound and 7 ounces, and that's how much he weighed when he was born 15 weeks early. 13 years later, he has grown into a thriving teenager who loves science, plays chess, and collects historic hats, which is a really cool detail. Garrett's shoe is an ode to the Pacific Northwest, and you'll see what that means when you see the shoe because it's super cool. Here it is, the Mountain Fly 2, and this is something super, super different. You don't typically see this in the Doernbecher program, and I love what Garrett did with the shoe because it is everything you would expect from an ACG silhouette. So first of all, let's take a look at these designs. You can see those trees there. Look at that. He has trees all along the upper, which is a very nice touch. And then this part here is supposed to represent rock or mountains, and it's actually a little bit rubbery. I don't know if you can hear that. It's a little bit rubbery versus like the ripstop material that's used up here. Now, all of the material that you see here, the trees, they were actually hand drawn by Garrett, which is a nice touch. That also includes the clouds as well. Now, something that is just super heartwarming here is on the laces, the lace lock, there is a butterfly with a purple heart. And that is a representation that twins do when one of the twins pass away. That purple heart represents the other twins because they are identical twins, and you can see the other side. Basically you see one and you see the other, even though one has passed. So very, very nice detail. They also include a purple butterfly in the trees there as well. So you see there's an additional purple butterfly there in addition to the one that's on the lace lock. Now, on the back, you have the sun because he loves to be outside, which obviously makes sense. If you were to be an outside person, you need to love the sun. And then the midsole, coolest part of the shoe. These are meant to be worn. These are meant to get dirty. These are meant to be messed up. And so what he did is he put basically mud spots all over the midsole. So you have no excuse not to wear these and get these dirty. And then at the bottom, you see it has almost like a dirt clay sort of look on the outsole. You have like the red clay, the black rock, and then the brown dirt. You kind of have that mix of clay and dirt on the midsole, which I think is a really cool touch, a really good, cool concept. You also saw that he mentioned that he loves chess, and that is shown here on the insoles here. Now you see here that it is a chessboard because he loves chess, but then you also have the Nike check. And if you know about chess, you know about checkmate. That all kind of plays together. Very nice play on words with chess. And then the Nike check, actual checkmate. I love that. Very cool detail there. Other details include the blue of the sky. And then if you look underneath the tongue, you have kind of like the clouds in the sky as well. Just a really well-designed shoe, in my opinion, where he took all of the details of being outside and doing things outdoors, which is things that he likes to do, and incorporating them into the design of a shoe. And what better shoe to do that than a Nike ACG shoe? It's meant for the outdoors. It's meant to be worn outside. And so this is perfect for that. So big shout out to Nike and the Doernbecher program for actually thinking outside the box and including something that Garrett was passionate about into his design. So let's move on to the next shoe. Okay, so for this next shoe, it's something that is pretty near and dear to my heart. It's a shoe that I really was excited that Nike made because it enabled people that haven't had the opportunity to do a lot of the things that we take for granted. It allowed them to do those things. And that shoe is the Nike Go Fly Ease. And this is the Doernbecher 2019 version of that shoe. So just take a look at it. Now, this shoe was designed by Christopher Musquiz Jr. He's 14 years old. He's from Winston, Oregon. He had a traumatic accident. So he was riding his bike to school one morning when he was struck by a car and critically injured. While he lost his leg in the accident, Chris never lost his courage or positivity. His shoe reflects his love of Japanese culture, featuring a kimono-inspired wrap design and a cool graphic of Mount Fuji on the tongue. Be sure to check out the inside where you find a friendly panda hanging out with Chris on the beach. Now, Chris is into Japanese culture, and so his shoe reflects a lot of that on the shoe, and you can see it here as well. I mean, look at those colors. Those colors just pop like crazy. For those that know about the Fly Ease, if you want a pair of these, they were super hard to get for a little while, unfortunately, but a lot of people in the sneaker community kind of rallied around and started buying pairs for those in need that could really benefit from these, which was super cool. So here you can see the design. For those that don't know about Fly Ease, it was created to allow those that have limited functionality to be able to put their shoes on without having to use their hands. And the way that you do that is the shoe, it actually collapses in the middle. You slide your foot in, put the weight down, and then the shoe closes up there as well. So you can see they have the Nike swoosh there on the shoe, but they also have these wave graphics right here, which look really nice. And then I believe this is an Oregon Beaver logo. Although, you know, Nike has ties to the Oregon Ducks, I believe that's an Oregon Beaver logo, but you know, don't quote me on that one. And I think that's where these pops of orange come from as well. Now there is an insole in here, but you can take it out, but I don't want to take it out. And it says smarter than you think. One of the great details on this shoe is Mount Fuji right there on the tongue with the rising sun behind it, which obviously is a big part of the Japanese culture. We have it with the Air Jordan 12 rising sun, I believe, as well. Although I think they changed the name of that shoe because that wasn't culturally appropriate, but don't quote me on that. Not sure. These are fantastic shoes. I actually have a pair of these. I had them for the initial launch, and I really love the details. Something that's really cool. Now, you can't really see it because it's on the inside, but there is a panda right there, and it's hugging Christopher, which I think is a really cool detail. Again, the kimono style is what the uppers look. You see the lines from the kimono there on the forefoot of the shoe. Really, really nice. And then there's a different texture here. I'm not sure what this black texture is supposed to represent, but really cool detail that they've done here on the shoe. But again, if you want these, the way they work is you flip them up to put your foot in, and then you slide your foot in, and then you can put your foot in there and it locks your foot in and has this nice little area around your ankle to keep you locked in. Very, very cool design. Thank you, Christopher, for giving us some inspiration from across the ocean. I really love the details here and the way that you put it together. And honestly, I really wonder if that's supposed to be for the Oregon Beavers. Look, I know Oregon Ducks is like a Nike thing, but I think that's Oregon Beavers. Huh. Wouldn't that be pretty funny? Anyway, all right, let's move on to the next shoe. Okay. This one is the most, I'm gonna say the most artistic of the bunch. Even though a couple of the people that are in the Doernbecher Freestyle 19 collective, they are artists, this one is probably the most artistic of the bunch because it really saw her vision come together. And this was a shoe by Macy Bodley. She's 15 years old. She has a brain tumor and narcolepsy. So she believes she could, so she did. That's actually the phrase that guides Macy Bodley in everything she does. So she made sure to give it a place of honor on her flower-powered shoe. As for the gray ribbon on the upper, that's to represent her status as a brain tumor survivor. Determined young lady loves baking and has a sweet surprise for you on the shoe. So if you take a look inside here, and here we go. This is what I meant by the most artistic of the designs so far. It's the most simple of the designs so far, but the detailing is where this shoe really, really shines in my opinion. So let me get both of these out of here. And it actually comes with a bonus little card here for those that are in the know. If you know, you know. I'll show you that in just a second. So here's the shoe, and everything, all the flowers you see on the shoe were actually designed by Macy, which is really, really cool. Everything here, all the colors, all the designs, all the imperfections, all the different shades, all of those were designed by Macy and they were implemented directly onto this shoe. Something really unique is that a couple of these have this like glittery, almost glowy effect to them. I'm trying to see if you can see it here, but they have this glittery, glowy effect that really pops and it goes all the way across the toe box, and then you see it here on the heel. Again, the gray ribbon here shows that she is a brain tumor survivor. And then the thing that I love almost, second, the thing, no, I'll say I love this the most is she believed she could, so she did. It's a words of encouragement to her and to herself and to really anyone else out there that, you know, if you believe you can do it, then you can actually do it. They have this sort of felt material on the Nike swoosh, and it also goes along the lace stays. And then the inside here has a very similar material on it. It almost feels like that same sort of felt there on the inside. But the detail on these that really, okay, there's two details that really pop. One, they continue her design on the insoles as well. So you have her flower design on the insole as well, which is a very nice touch. And I always love like adding extra details to the insoles. And I know eventually they're going to wear away and it's going to disappear, but it's just a really cool thing to do on a sneaker. But the thing that is probably the coolest thing that she did on this sneaker is on the tongue, there is a chocolate chip cookie right there. A chocolate chip cookie. But not only is there a chocolate chip cookie in the Nike sign, if you flip the tongue over, you actually get the recipe for her chocolate chip cookies. That is super dope. And if that's too small for you to read, if you wear glasses like me, they actually include a card as well that has the recipe for how to create her chocolate chip cookies. I'm definitely gonna have to try and make this recipe and see how they taste. I mean, you bake at 375 for 10 to 11 minutes and you've got some great cookies. So shout out to Macy for sharing her recipe with us. Not a lot of people share the recipe. There's a lot of gatekeeping when it comes to things like chocolate chip cookies. So I appreciate her opening up the door and sharing with us. I think that's very, very cool of her. All right, let's move on to the next one. And last but not least is the juice. You'll get what I mean by that in just a moment, but this shoe was designed by Hugo Molina. He's 14 years old and he has a clipal urinary syndrome. And the shoe, well, you'll see his shoe in just a minute. So Hugo Juice Molina was born with a rare disorder that causes one side of his body to grow larger than the other. He used to feel self-conscious about it, but Hugo has learned to embrace his uniqueness and design a shoe that encourages others to do the same. His style is represented on the shoe with his nickname, with the cool factor dripping all over the upper. On the outsole, you'll find words to live by. So with that being said, let's check it out. Here you go. This is the Air Jordan 3. I'm just gonna say the Air Jordan 3 Juice. So his name is Hugo, but his nickname is Juice, and that's where you get everything that's happening on this sneaker. So all the slime sort of that you see here is the juice from Hugo, and it's all over the shoe. It has his initials here on the back, and then it actually has Juice as well instead of Jumpman or Nike right there, which I think is a very, very cool touch and a very unique way to do this sneaker. And then the elephant print it's like a matte, but it's like a raised elephant print. It's a little different. I don't know exactly how to describe it, but it's a little different than you usually get on the Air Jordan 3. Now, the colors here are because he's a fan of a certain football team, the Seattle Seahawks, so that's why you have the blue and the green. It obviously makes sense. Then you get the glitter and the like patent leather here on the tongue, which is actually a nice touch and something I wouldn't mind seeing on some other Air Jordan 3s, that patent leather on the tongue with a little glitter behind it. It actually kind of pops a little bit. One thing that I didn't expect to see is they gave him a lace dubray with his initials, which is a very, very cool addition to the sneaker. But the bottom of the shoes, just really thoughtful on his behalf. It's okay to be different, right there on the outsole. Shout out to Hugo for including that. And then the last detail on these is on the reverse of the tongue, where it says, "My hero is mom and dad." Love that. But you can write in whoever your hero is on your shoe. I know I keep saying I love this and I'm super excited about this, but this is one of the programs and one of the collaborations that Nike does that I do honestly think is one of the most important things that they do every year. So again, big thank you to Nike, big thank you to the Doernbecher Hospital for giving me the opportunity to unbox all of these. There's for Hugo, for Garrett, for Sydney, for Haley, for Christopher, and for Macy. And again, I have to make those cookies. Thank you guys for watching. As always, make sure you like, favorite, subscribe, and all of that good stuff. And make sure you pick up something from the Doernbecher collection. It's a great cause, helping people do things. And I really appreciate what Nike is doing and how they keep this energy going. So let me know your thoughts. Which one do you like? Which one are you gonna pick up? As always, I'm Jacques Slade, and I'll see you soon. Peace.